There you have it.
Is anybody else turned on right now?
Well, I'm back in the shop. Thought I was going to be out for a little while, but I was just putting the finishing touches on my black strap project, which is now in the hands of my friend Mike, who is really enjoying. And then my son Josh says to me, "Grant wants you to make him a guitar." And I was thinking to myself, well, I mean, I like making guitars and everything, but it's got to have some significance. Grant is his friend, fellow tennis coach. He picked up playing guitar during COVID. So my son Josh hands me his phone. I'm looking at this thing and it says Eric Clapton, cherry red, 64, Gibson, 335. Sold at his Crossroads auction for $850,000.
You had me at hello.
You had me at Eric Clapton, but everything else was just icing on the top. As soon as I got word I was going to be making this thing, I started ordering stuff. It was like 3 weeks before the body and neck came, and it was kind of like Christmas. I was at the top of the stairs. Just waiting for it. In the meantime, I did start relicking some of the hardware. The hardware, again, I stick into a container that has muriatic acid in the bottom, just in a little cup. I don't have the parts touching the acid, it's just being exposed to the gases, and that etches the surface. Usually 2 to 4 hours does the trick on that. I start out with the body here, sand it down, tape off the binding as best I can, and start staining. The stain, I had worked up a sample, but on this body it ended up being a little orange, so I had to keep working at it, and I did get a nice color going eventually. Yeah, at 64 they went from kind of an orangish or whatever, a kind of a watermelon red to deep red, deep cherry red. And so what I'm going to be doing now is gluing the neck in and slap her together. So hopefully everything goes according to plan, but like I always say, we'll see how this goes. After a couple of failed attempts, finally got one going. And now it's time to put on the headstock laminate with the mother of pearl inlay. I'm going to use epoxy so we don't have any chance of delamination later on. So equal parts of got to cut the headstock profile here. I do that on my straw saw. There you have it. And gluing the neck in is pretty straightforward. Put everything with glue. The whole pocket here. Before it swells too much, you want to get her in there. That's a little bit of a drag. I'm going to start cleaning up the glue. Okay, just let her dry. Yeah, before we go any further, I'm going to check out this fretboard. It looks pretty good as far as the relief goes here. Got a little bit of space in the middle, so a little back bow or front bow, which is good for playing. And then check out these frets. You can see right away, number 3. 11, 3, 9, 11. We're gonna take this whole thing down and redress all the frets. No Sharpie left. A couple spots here. For the most part, pretty level. Now, the ones that are flat, those were the high ones. They really needed to be taken down. Boy, this is as bad as my Gibson. Woo!
Is anybody else turned on right now?
Doesn't need a whole lot, so I got the wet sand going here, and I got 7,000 and 10,000. I'm just going to make sure I knock down any little dust.
Official drizzle delay.
Thanks, Grant, for the intro to this part of the show that I like to call I Hope to Be Playing This By Now. A couple of setbacks us professional luthiers like to call hiccups. I was putting the final coat of finish on this, and of course, the genius that I am, I thought, put it nice and thick. And so I put it nice and thick, and it was like 100% humidity out, and it, well, kind of ran. All you can do is let it dry and sand her down, and then proceed to apply 6 or 7 more coats again. And so that was a little bit of a delay. And then I was buffing the neck, and one of the edges started peeling up.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a man.
And I pulled at it, and it started sheeting off like snakeskin. And so apparently one of the layers of finish didn't adhere. And that's a good thing I found out about it early enough where I could just peel it off, sand her down, and refinish that also. Oh, there's 2 major setbacks. Now I can proceed to relic, sort of, other than kind of major buckle rash on the back here, some dings. There are a couple dings on the front. Pictures don't show a whole lot of wear and tear on this thing, and word was that it was in quite good condition considering the age. So I'm going to wear a couple of the spots that normally wear on and just make it look not brand new, but not overly do it, because it just looks so good. And I did wear the fretboards a little bit for that. It's a little bit extra work, but the details matter. Start out by marking the holes. Actually going ahead to installing and getting a little bit of the imprint in there. Oh yeah, that'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Now install the Grover tuners. Put the set on this side. Fill out the hole. The screw holes don't line up. And there you have it. Swapped out the Grover tuner. And this is probably the hardest part for me, is taking my pretty guitar and basically ruining it. So, other than the back, which has a huge buckle rash, they call it, and then the headstock, which is a little chewed up, word was that the condition of the guitar, considering it was a 64, was in extremely good condition. So there's a couple of dings back here, buckle rash, a couple dings here, and then the headstock wear and tear, and then maybe a couple of dings in here, and then a little bit of wearing in the usual spots. But that's all I'm gonna do. Start easing into this, see how it goes. Somewhere in here we can get going here. Oh yeah. That might work out nice. Perfect. I like it already. These punches seem to do a pretty good job of just kind of like riding the surface a little bit. Dings down here. And maybe a couple right up here. Definitely had a couple right here. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go light here. The headstock. I got some diamond files here I'm gonna start with. Okay, start putting this bad boy together. Next thing I'm going to do is set all these electronics here, and fishing the output jack here is probably the toughest of them all so far away. The other ones you can kind of get, but put a string up through the middle of it, I'll have to cut it and get it out of there eventually, but it comes up right through the hole. One down, 5 to go. Yeah, this time I think I decided, I reconsidered. I'm not going to solder it to the post actually. I'm going to friction fit it to the post. So I put a blob of solder on there, and bend it down, and when I pound these guys down, I really don't want to be bashing it against the table, so I'm just going to hold it. Seats down. Okay, looks good. These little guys in more at it. Let's string this guy up already. Okay, so bridge stuff on, and I'm going with some nice early ball cobalt 210 to 46. Kind of middle of the road. And a technique I've found that kind of foolproof so if you don't slip, strings don't slip or anything, is to kind of get it through there, pull it back to the first fret to leave enough room, and start cranking it around. Make the string go underneath for the first one, then pull her up, bend it over, and finish on the bottom side. Two down, 4 to go. Just checking out the action here on the first fret that we're going to need to file down the nut in pretty much all these slots. Still a ways to go. Getting down to the last details, pickguard. Normally you see like the 3-ply, but for some reason on Clapton's guitar it has the more flashy 4-ply, a more white going on there. And oftentimes you see the bracket that holds it on, looking something like that, pretty standard. But he had something a little more intense, so I'm copying that also. The details do matter. Looking pretty legit. Okay. Several of the finishing touches are I have the certificate of authenticity from Gibson with Clapton's serial number on it, and that's going in the F hole. And I'll be using Liquitex Medium for that. It's kind of a high-end Mod Podge, basically. It doesn't wrinkle, basically the paper doesn't soak through. And then be attaching the George Harrison Hare Krishna sticker on the back of the headstock. I'll be using rubber cement so that if Grant ever wants to take it off, it should peel off. First thing I do is I lay a little bit down in the general area in the F hole that it's going to go, so that it's not too dry. If it's too dry, then it's not going to adhere. And then the back of the sticker, tweezers, lay it down with a paintbrush. Use a brush to lay down the sticker nice and smooth. With the sticker, I'm going to be using rubber cement. Again, I'm just going to put a little bit on the headstock and then coat the back of the stamp, and that's going to be most of the adhesion. Highly technical technique, by the way. Okay. You can kind of reposition this a little bit, so gently layer in there. And the last detail will be the MK Custom Shop truss rod cover. Yeah, again, it's definitely a museum piece, which I think Grant will be playing it, so he won't just be having it hanging on the wall.
Looking good, Billy Ray! Feeling good, Louis!
Yeah, it looks and sounds good. Now what we gotta do is get this to Grant. He lives 5-6 hours away, so what I'm gonna do is get it in the hands of Frank, brother-in-law, who used to be the head UW Whitewater tennis coach, and Grant was a player and assistant coach there. So hopefully we can get a little video of Grant making this thing actually sound good, better than what I just did. Yeah, brother-in-law Frank is at the cabin. Frank's gonna take it for a... Hey, Annie. Frank's gonna take it for a lap around the block. Whether you guys like it or not. Hello. Hi. What do you think?
Hey Mike, just testing out my new Gibson ES335 custom mic creator custom shop guitar. Thought I'd play a little cream for you.